Chapter 2, Administrative of the Organization in the General, the mission of the Army, the Library Program, and the mission of the Delivered and Initiated with the Library, with the research, with the connect with the people, the information, knowledge, advance, training, educate for the facility, research for the development, and enrich military community, strategic purpose, though its logical enterprise with the library activity for the Army, the Library Program serves with the strategic knowledge management, the information science for the research, with the provide, with the accept, for the trusted information store, with the data center, with the decision making, with the creativity and intellectual information, advantage build support with the pilot, with the community, with the excited, with the Army research output, serve with the trusted institute, with the essential with the Army academic, scientific, social infrastructure, capability, library support with the broad spectrum of the Army mission, including education, training, leader development, research, the development, science, engineering, maintenance of moral welfare, recreation, quality of life, testing, evaluation, senior leader decision, knowledge with management, with the college, with the combat development, the history, with the archive, with the other special area, with the include with the medical research, intelligence, with the legal service, with the Army Library Program. One, provide with the professional library information knowledge service to meet with the information with the leisure, with the need, with the service of member family civilians of the authorized patron, with the two, with the organized reserve, with the disseminated, with the Army intellectual capital, corporate knowledge and history, with the three of the developed mission focused collection, with the facilitate exit, with the subscription based service, with the vetted, with the information research, with the provide research form support, with the training, with the educational program promotes lifelong learning, information, literacy, with the creative, physical, and virtual space, with the enabled learning, collaboration, community engagement, for the expertise and support of information ethics, including copyright value, with the Army library personnel, with the uphold, with the Army values, the Army Librarian Association core value, lenient librarianship, and which include with the confidential, private, demonstration, democracy, education, lifelong learning, intellectual freedom, preservation, public good, for the professional services and social responsibility, sustainability. Army Library Program includes the formal, professional, managed, virtual, physical, and library information centers active with the person with the Army Library. Army Library prescribes freedom of information act with the library with the legal resource of the management of the judge, advocate agency, legal offices, music library, visual information libraries, or with any of the database repository of the collection, electronic publication labeled with the library, with the managed external with the Army Library Program, lacking professional library staff with the performing the function service of the Army Library Program, administrative established with the closure, libraries all the level of the Army staff agent with the Army Command, with the Army Service Center Command, direct reporting units, field operation agency, installation activities of the library with the government contractor. The libraries may be co-located. Other activities must function with the Army Library Program parameter meet the Army Library Program standard of operation library with the interim identified with the Army Library Program property account number to quote with the AR 73517 virtual libraries without accountability property identified with the Army Library Program and account number submits to the requested staff of the library with the command channel with the deputy chief of the staff of the G1 Army Library Program 300 Army Pentagon Washington DC 2031 030 300 emails inquiry U.S. Army Pentagon. It's quite a large one. Request for the permanent leave of the close of the library in accordance with the Army Regulation 735-17 must be staffed with the command channel with the request included with the rational with the close of the alternative to be placed in the closed activity. Alternative comply with the Army DOD stand with the documentation with the approval of the alternate short with the command subordinate with the command with include garrison commanders research center to the director of the active the directors do not have the authority to close the library with the authorization to close the library is not required when required by the base realignment of the closure. All requests of the general of the maintenance moral welfare and recreation library closure of the may be route with the training of the command of the principal deputy under secretary of defense personal readiness and approval in accordance with the DOD instruction 10-15-10. All request library closure other than general of the moral welfare recreation must be route with the training of the command with the appropriate Army Command, Army Service Center Command, direct reporting unit commander with the approval include with the Army Library Program and appropriate direct reporting unit and region librarian when routed 2-3 organization program coordination resource sharing. The Army Library Program has the mission command structure of the central support of the Ministry of the decentralized library operations along with the command of the library management with the autonomy to develop the led for their own programs. The operational responsibility of the library include with the funding with the research with the staff and itself with the command activity. The library supports some of the library service with the electronic resources the subscription to the Ministry of the Library Management System may provide with the command of the supporting library program off of the leverage economies for the scale of the broadening access to serve with the library and Army with the lead Army library to develop library program to develop an Army-wide library policy that provides oversight with the coordinator of the enterprise library and initiative to achieve the Army Library Program and the Army Library Program property goals with establishing For coordination of the command of direct reporting regional librarians of the Army ALSC with the members of the library personnel with the Army, the leader of the command library with the Army command with the direct reporting of the headquarters of leadership of the major of the staff of the librarian Army, the include with the command library of the U.S. Army Future Command, U.S. Material with the command, U.S. Training Doctrine Command with the USA's, this arrangement with the dotted line with the reporting relationships and the coordination strategic enterprise library to property with the benefit of the total Army command librarians will include one element of the annual performance of the support due to the level of the Army Library Program property for the ALSC with the Interagency Advisory Committee to reporting the Deputy Chief of Staff of the G1 for the Librarian with the Army Committee provides cohesion and coordination between the library across the multiple commands of the Activity Command with the Direct Reporting Unit, librarians oversight of the multiple libraries with the command-wide library with the program with the responsibility initiative with the facilitating efficiency with the enterprise system with the subscription of the resource with the sharing the activity to the greatest extent possible with the agency and area with authority of the library program officer with the mechanism with the established manager with the system multiple library programs each and library program officer with the provide with the cohesion coordination between the library with the develop the command-wide policies and the proceed with the provide training to promote with the best practice with the leverage economy with the scale with the create with efficiency standards over the levels of the broadening access with the library resource for the officers program officer may also procure with the library material with the provide technical administrator with the enterprise with the library system electronic resource with the Army library program officers include Army Material Command Library Program Office to provide with the Central Port Administrator with the Live with the Committee with the Office of the Army Material Command Headquarters of the Road Redstone Arsenal with the Alabama the Army Material Command General of the Library Program Manager for the General Library Information System provides central support with the Administrator of the Moral Welfare Recreation Library Mission. The office is assigned with the U.S. Army Installation Military Command with a headquarters with the G9 with a joint base for the San Antonio and Fort Sam, Houston, Texas. Army Installation Management Command, Europe's Library Support Branch, support for the Moral Welfare Recreational Library Mission in Europe. The office with the assignment of the U.S. Army Installation Management Command, Europe G9, Germany. TRADOC Library Program Office to provide with essential support for the Administrator of the Librarian with the Committee with the Office of the assignment with the TRADOC headquarters with the Fort USVA with the TRADOC U.S. Army University Library System managed by the Army University Library Enterprise with the division with the Office for the assignment of the Army University of the Fort Leavenworth, Kentucky, or Kansas. USA's Library Program Office to provide central support for the Administrator of the USA's Library Program and the Office for the assignment of the USA's headquarters with the Washington, D.C., the AFC Library Program Office to provide with the central support for the Administrator of the Library with the Technical Information Center with the Committee with the Office for the assignment of the AFC with the headquarters of the Austin, Texas. Libraries incurred with the participating with the federal, non-federal, cooperative with the library research with the sharing with the program, library consortium with the local, state with the regional, with the national, with the international level of the librarian with the well-formalized resource sharing active with the memorandum of agreement, the other federal agreement is signed with the appropriate Army Command, Army Service Center Command, Direct Reporting Unit, Field Operating Agency, the commander of the reviewed local staff, the judge, advocate, and equivalent. 2-4 library designation type of the library is designated with the main branch, virtual and consolidated main library. The main libraries, most libraries are considered the main libraries unless otherwise designated by the branch virtual library, even with the co-located with the other activity of the main library, also with the consolidated library. Branch labors with the operative with the direction of the main library, with the typically provide with a similar with the reduced space and staffing. Virtual library serve with the delivery entirely online. They do not have the physical collection, provide physical space for the customer. For the virtual libraries provide access to the subscription content, digital material with the provide reference with the other. Serve with the virtual libraries staff with the librarians, consolidated libraries. Consolidated libraries are formed by merging two or more separately administrative libraries for the serve of the and mission community for the more effectively, efficiently consult with the librarian with the Army, the appropriate command library with the library consolidation. The proposal with the consolidation will be only implemented with the activity of their study and review. Relevant concerns of all the stakeholders are reviewed with the paramount feasibility with the compact and community impact with the resource for the requirements of the mission support with the requirements of all for all considered. Resulting mergence with the may beneficial organization involved with the result of the equal with the better with the community with the be cost effective with the Army, the consolidation or playing with it and coordinated through all effective the organization and with the oversight of the appropriate installation activity representation in command librarians memorandums agreement that are required to do subscribe with the operating guidelines include the following. There are three basic type of libraries: Army Library Command, general libraries within the moral welfare, recreation, mission sustaining activities support with appropriate funds. General libraries are located with the garrison and installation U.S. oversee with the commonly referred to with the post bay for the common community libraries support with the readiness with the military mission, voluntary education, lifelong learning These are in need of the military committee, the collection of the broad scope of the range of the library with the information services provided substantial for the general library that do not operate virtual library that may include the physical collection, physical space for the support services events of learning and collaboration. Academic library for the academic support of the teaching and learning of the essential for the professional, military, civilian education program of the Army School, of the College, of the University, of the trip of the student, with the faculty, the staff of the Army Educational Institution, library of the student, with the population expected of the around residency with the operational Army, to determine the legal with the director of the collection, may be extensive to cover the broad subject range for the school curriculum. Library may include special collection archive of the academic library, support with the curriculum of the parents scheduling in schools, library schools of the educational doctrine and operation of the school of the parent organization mission requirement that may require the library with the possess specific skill of the knowledge academic library for the library with a fully virtually library. They must include physical collection, physical space with the support with the service development, the learning of the collaboration, special libraries serve with the special interest with the group of the need with the particular information with the need with the limited scope of the collection, special subject requirements of the parent organization, special libraries with the maybe collected library and the information resources and with the technical information set for the knowledge and with the similarly titled for the need. Special libraries may provide physical to digital libraries, serve with the function with a virtual library depending on the mission requirement that must be qualified staff. Provide serve with the manage operation whether they are full virtual or not. Mission requirement that may require the librarians to possess a specific skill for their knowledge. Type of the skills for libraries include scientific technical library with the library support with the broad range, scientific technical research mission for the collection, service to reflect for the discipline with the organization, support with the information need with the scientist, engineering with the technical specialist with the management, medical research library with the labor professional managed collection with the research with the program, service with the design, with the meet with the information need with the staff with the research with the medical research laboratory, institute with headquarter, Army library with the library, for the mission requirements, the Army Command with the Army, for the Service Center, Command with the direct reporting unit, headquarters, for the collection, for the reflect for the information need with the organization, patrons may include the senior with the military, with the civilian leaders, attorney with the policy maker, strategic planner for the analysis of the history of the historian of the knowledge manager of the human capital expert of the other support staff of the other special emphasis with special emphasis libraries not listed above the sum of the emphasis of the library support of the mission sponsoring the organization. The collection of the more targeted for the specific need of the organization such as intelligence. 2.5 role in librarians and knowledge management of the library and technical information special for the expertise searching, selecting and inquiring with the organizing, preserving the disseminating information must also have the specialized digital archive, mismanagement and knowledge management that have the experience with the digital asset of the management system, with the connectivity management system, and the other tool for the platform for the Army Library Organization, manage to have the information. Organization should leverage of the library and expertise, support with the knowledge and manage activity of the library, technical information specialists may recruit and place in permanent position, support with knowledge management, even for the former library activity not in place with the organization. 2.6 for the annual report. Library submitted with the Army Library turn with the statistic with the report of Deputy Chief of Staff of the G1 Army Library Program no later than November 30th of each fiscal year for the Army Library Program collects data for the library uses, funding, staffing, service, collection technology, population survey served with the command with the multiple lives with the specific command with the direct reporting region with the program off with the library with the data is aggregated with the U with the strategic planning with the decision making with the level that will be with the demonstrate with the value with the library serve with the analyze the way library research with the planning library program support research sharing of the collective lab projects among libraries the support library budget recall with increase efficiency effectiveness of the library service librarian army library program off with the may require additional statistic data of the reports of the library 2.7 the directive of the librarian patron privacy library circulation record with the system record with the governed by the privacy of the system of the record with the A02151 date but it was public open to public with the DOD system of the record with the notice website library circulation record with the internal library with the information circulation record was released only after the review of the request of the local privacy officer of the Privacy Act with the request of the access of the record will also be possessed as a Freedom of Information Act for the request of the freedom expressed with the intellectual freedom of the access to the information free to read with the protect with the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, the First Amendment with the right to freedom of the expression of the encompass with the intellectual freedom of the include with the individual right to receive the information wide range of the top of the variety of the viewpoint for the library research with can cover the different view for the issue of the subject of the support of the research educational information, moral welfare, recreation, materials will be removed with the exclude with the cover the origin, background with the view with the contributing with the creation with the core for the AR 620, committed with the incur with the promote with available to the public with the periodical with the other material present with a wide range viewpoint with the Army, the library, file with the ALA policy with the statement of the intellectual freedom with the library with the library bill of the rights, interpretation library with the bill of rights of the freedom and the right, and it reads the statement, the ALA statement over the book of censorship of the Army, the library program opposed the efforts of the restrict with the remove the active library book with the material that is displayed, distributed, and events for the general library is filed with the AR 215 1 command-wide collection policy. Copyright use copyrighted material with the Army subject to U.S. copyright with the librarians will also comply with the Army Regulation 2060 with the Army policy with the recognize with the right with the corporate copyrighter owners. Army libraries comply with the informal and the patrons requirement of the copyright law of the Title 17 United States Code. Fair use of the copyrighted material with the covered in Title 17 U.S. Code 107 with the reproduction by the library archive with the covered in the Title 17 U.S. Code 108 field charge. Fees and charges of the libraries may not be charged a fee for the general use of the library, except for the printed copy of the material of the personal with the authorized of the community of the activity fine with the charge for the non except for the overdue for the library materials. Restitution loss damage items with the Army Regulation 735-17 in accordance with the AR 215-1. General liability may be charged with the patron with the scope of the beyond with the scope of the general with the include with the market space for the activity other program with the material with the consumer with the use. Government publishing other than federal deposit authority the library with the library that may participate with the federal deposit of the library will be found in the government publishing office. Mailing library material. Libraries may be registered and with the mail server to meet with the mission and the requirements of the information technology. Libraries comply with the AR 25-1 with the Army Information Technology, AR 25-2 Army Cybersecurity. Acquisition libraries will adhere with the Federal Acquisition Regulation, Defense Federal Acquisition Regulation Supplement, as well as the relevant DoD Army Policy, Chapter 3, Standards of Library Operation.